Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Arsenal, Manchester United, are you ready? Same again, team from Carrick, same again, top from me, same again, result hopefully from last week in the Manchester derby. And look, you know what? I think that looking at the United side, not really any surprises there. Quite happy with that. Maybe the height of Sesko could have been a big thing. Could have been a big thing. But look, I think I would have leaned on sticking with the same team. But we've had some good results this afternoon as well. Newcastle losing at home to Villa does help us in the league. All right, we're not going to catch Villa. I don't think we're going to catch Villa. They're 11 points ahead of us, and that's a fantastic win for them. But Newcastle are now still 2 points behind us. They played a game more. That's a good result for us. Brentford have lost to Forest. They were behind us. Sunderland lost yesterday. Liverpool lost. So, all right, Chelsea and Fulham have won. But reality is all around us. Everything's going our way. So, look, very, very happy with that. Obviously, we've just got to try and get the performance. Look, today, I think that it's going to be very interesting. We turned the light on against Man City. I expect that light to stay on today. Yeah, I still believe that next week against Fulham, we probably learn more. Having said that, let's see what we can go and learn from today's game, because I think we've got a really good opportunity to go out there and put a good a marker down effectively. So very, very excited by it. And look, Arsenal's team, a few people talking about Arsenal's team, more worried about that than I probably would be, if I'm being completely honest. I think they've picked Jesus. I was more interested in us. They've picked Jesus, haven't they, instead of Gyökeres. Let me have a quick look. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, Saka, Trossard, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, look, it's good. It's good. But look, I look at their bench. I look at our bench. You're looking at people like Cunha, Mount, and Sesko as attacking players. They've got Eze, Madueke, Martinelli, Lewis Skelly, Mascara, White, Gyökeres. So look, you know, I think there's options there for both of us off the bench, and it really will come down to how we start the game, I think, really. And look, loving the Ballon d'Or chat in the live chat. I think he deserves the start. Look, I've always been consistently behind Dorgu. It's not a case of I told you so. It's a case of welcome to the club. I think hopefully people are going to start to learn with younger players like Yoro and Sesko and Dorgu and Mainu that you can't just give up on them. You've got to give them a chance. Jeff's watching while shoveling a foot of snow. Okay, just before we get into teams and everything like that and getting into your comments, thanks for everyone who was tuning in on the countdown to kickoff. Let's get into this though. We are working with Boyle Sports again on the stream for the watch along, and I've put together my bet builder. I'd love to get your thoughts on it with our sponsor Boyle Sports. So for those who don't know what a bet builder is, it's combining a few things you expect to happen in the same match: player involvement, goals, red cards, assists, etc., all into one bet rather than trying to call an exact scoreline or specific moment. Plus with Boyle Sports you get a cheeky bet builder boost, which is always nice. So my bet builder today, both teams to score, Arsenal and Man United, because I'm thinking 1-1. Bruno to score any time as part of the bet builder. Over 8 corners. Come on, it's Arsenal. And both Casemiro and Timber to be booked. So I'm quite happy about that. Let me know what your thoughts are. And the reason I've gone with that is because Casemiro's overdue a yellow card. Timber, I think, up against Dorgu will get booked. I think there will be over 8 corners. Bruno to score any time in a game like this is quite good. And I think both teams will score. I've also used sub swap on my bet. So for example, if Bruno gets taken off, then my bet carries on with the player that replaces him. So if Bruno comes off a Mount and he scores, I still am okay. And here's a sub swap stat for you from the Boyle Sports data team, and it's mad. No United player has scored off the bench in the Premier League this season. Not one. So if some comes on and scores today, it's literally the first time it's happened all season. Maybe today is the day. Could be Cunha. But Bruno won't be coming off anyway. I'll be fine with that. Everything you need to get involved is in the link in the description or through the QR code next to me now. Best of luck to you all. And of course, as always, it's 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. And I'll keep you up to date with how I'm doing along the game as well. The United team is the same as last week. So we have Lamons in goal, Dalot at right back. I think that's caused a bit of chat in the conversation because we do actually have Mazraoui on the bench, and he has been playing in the AFCON. And look, I can't I'm not saying anything negative about Michael Carrick. He doesn't deserve it. But there is something about Delo that has, some would say, cockroach tendencies. I think that's very offensive. But he probably could survive a nuclear war. I mean, I don't really... If he starts against Fulham next week, then I don't know what to say. I mean, Mazraoui is better than Delo. He should be in the team for a game like this. But Delo is the starter. So it's the same team as last week. It's Delo and Shaw at fullback. It's Martinez Maguire at centre-back. It's Casemiro, Mainu and Bruno, Ten Hag-style midfield. And then up front, we've got Mbeumo with Ahmad and Dorgu either side. The bench is reasonable. Bayinda, Heaven, Malacia, Mazraoui, Mount, Cunha, Agate, Yoro and Sesko. But look, I think he has to pick the team from last week. I do. I think he does. I think that has to happen. You have to give them a chance. I'm expecting to... Well, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm expecting to see United play on the counter. I'm expecting Arsenal to have a lot of the ball. I'm expecting set pieces to be key. We've got to be really concentrated in this game. Like, we can't be giving up silly free kicks. We probably do need a bit of possession, because the more possession Arsenal have got, the more corners they can win, the more free kicks they can win. I think we need huge games from Maguire and Casemiro. I do admit that I think that there is a case to say that, look, if we did lose the game by a couple of goals to set pieces, then you could arguably say maybe we should have picked Sesko. Have we got enough height in there? You look at that Arsenal side, the two centre-backs are good in the air, Nkapé's good in the air, Rice is good in the air. Their front three isn't necessarily good in the air. Like, I would say that Trossard, Jesus and Saka. So we probably do have the numbers, really. Odegaard, not particularly good in the air. But you've got to be careful of people like Gabriel. And it's their ball delivery, really, if I'm being honest. Let me get some of your comments. Ben Fieldman says, in the US at home, not going anywhere with 24 inches of snow, ready for win and wishing everybody safety, says Ben. There's a lot of snow in the US at the moment, isn't there? Good luck today, mate. Let us know where you're watching from. Existence says, hope it's a good one. Predictions. I'm going with 1-1. Not going to change my mind on that. I'm going to go with a 1-1. Hope you're well, Mark, and the United stand. Seb's game went well. Seb got man of the match, but look, they did well. They were 2-0 down, 2-2. You could have given man of the match to any of them today. They did really, really well. Terrible. We've been terrible since Christmas, actually. We've lost every game since Christmas. But we were 2-0 down with about 15 minutes to go. Got it back to 2-2, and we were all over them in the last 5 minutes. So hopefully they've turned a corner. But yeah, look, if Seb's team's not going to win, hopefully United will win. Ballon d'Or Goose says, Maglou. And if we win today's game, we would be above Liverpool in the table. Who would have thought that starting this season? Not I, says Constantine. Thank you very much for your super chat. Well, just in the context of that, let's just have a look at the league table, because everybody at 2 o'clock has now played. I don't want to get... I mean, look, this isn't just about today. This is also about the rest of the season, isn't it? Even if we were to lose today, we're not going to lose any ground, and we play Fulham next week. I do think Chelsea worry me a little bit because they've got some very winnable games coming up, but the gap's 2 points. We've got winnable games after today. Liverpool have got really difficult games coming up. Newcastle, Man City and Sunderland. Newcastle are way behind us at the moment. I mean, it's only 2 points, but they just look way off it. And I don't respect Sunderland, Brentford and Fulham. What? I don't believe that Fulham, Brentford and Sunderland are going to challenge for the Champions League. I think it's going to be Villa, Man City and Arsenal in the top three by the looks of it. That win for Villa today is incredible. It's an incredible win for them. And I had hoped, maybe stupidly, that we might be able to pull Villa into it. Having lost to Everton last week, I thought maybe Villa could get pulled into it. But what a result for them at St James's Park. So we're looking at 4th and 5th. And I think it's going to be 2 from 3. And it's going to be Man United, Liverpool. I think that will be the top 6. I basically think that's going to be the top 6. 6th place will be Europa League. We've got to get ourselves in the top 5. I mean, look, I would absolutely say that now. I would say that top 6 will be the top 6. It's just in what order. And we've got to put ourselves in the top 5. Yeah? Yeah? Arsenal will be hard to attack against. United should focus on not conceding, then scoring, says Mohammed. Yep, you should be manager, mate. It's groundbreaking. There's snow, says David. Well, yeah. Shut up, Mark. Give his flowers, says Sebi's flowers, says Keen. And Sheikh, thank you very much for being a member. You can join the club by clicking the members section. Andre is extremely nervous and excited about the game. I don't know if we can get a proper win, but with Chelsea winning, we need the points, says Andre. I'm excited. You're not blocked, Connor. I've just read your chat. I'm excited. And nothing is more important than United victory. Odegaard and fuck Madueke. Bruno and Burmo are clear anyway. That's nice to hear from Rajaf. And Aiden says, do you think keeping Sesko out the starting 11 will affect his confidence as he was seeming to start turning the corner? Yeah, look, I think people, like, I couldn't give a left sock what Sesko thinks about being on the bench. Grow up, you know? And he's not moaning about being on the bench, but to anybody who's moaning about Sesko being on the bench, we got to move away from those days anyway. Like, you got to move away from those days. Like, oh, free Ahmad, free Mainu. Like, there was probably probable cause in relation to those two because they weren't getting game time. But Sesko, this is tactical. Like, against Man City, they play a high line and we want to run the channels with pace. And we're probably not going to be putting many crosses into the box. Next week against Fulham, low block, Sesko probably comes into the team. Away to Arsenal, they're probably going to have 60, 70% possession. Probably not the game where you're going to put crosses into the box. The only thing I would say about Sesko is defensively his height might have been useful. But, I mean, look, do we want to use a striker as a defender? Probably not. So Sesko's just going to have to be patient. I'm sure he will be in the team, but he ain't Erling Haaland, is he? He's not unstoppable. I'd take a draw, but a good performance from United is more important with opportunities to win it, says Michael Ross. Thank you very much for your super chats that are coming in. You can do that through the $sign. Thank you so much, everybody who's tuning in. Please share the video. We're nearly at 25,000. Let's see if we can hit 30 before the start of the game. Bruno is ready to create a magical moment today, says Amit. Thank you very much. What are your thoughts on the game? Right, well, somebody said free Heaven. Is Heaven not on the bench anymore? Yes, he is on the bench. Well, you know, Heaven's not going to start. Look, you know, all the people going, I want a back four, that's probably the end of Euro in Heaven. Like, they probably won't play many games now. We're out of Europe, we're out of the Cup, we're playing a back four. Carrick needs results. I don't see Carrick using Heaven and Euro much when he needs results. And yeah, we'll use Mainu in the midfield because it's a three-man midfield and it's Mainu or Agate. But at the back, I don't think we're going to see Heaven or Yoro playing much football. So it's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Mainu didn't play much when we played a midfield two. Now we're going to play a centre-back two. I don't think we'll see much of them. So they're just going to have to bide their time, wait for injuries and see what happens in the summer. I like both players, but I don't think we'll see much of them. I hadn't even given them a second thought until I saw it in the chat. Has anyone seen De Ligt, says Chris? I think De Ligt's going to still be a few more weeks. I wouldn't expect him back for Fulham either. Don't know why. Today's just one of those days I feel we'll get a result, says I am. Can confirm there's a lot of snow in New Jersey. 4th is for the taking, says Sand. Well, stay safe. How did your boys' game go, Mark? 2-2. Grand Prairie. They were 2-0 down with 15 to go. They got a 2-2 draw, and to be fair, they nearly won it. We're in London, aren't we? Says Tom Grant. Thank you very much. And would you take Christian Norgard now that it looks like he could be on the move away from Arsenal, proved after all he is, or is he too old? Says Afkish. I mean, look, would I take Norgard over NDD? Probably, yeah. Pear, welcome. Fearless, sorry. Not Pear. Fearless. Welcome to Members Club. Thank you so much. What do you think United's threats are? Look, I think Arsenal are defensively superb. I mean, they must have had at least 4 games in the Premier League this season where they haven't conceded a shot on goal, which is incredible. So they're very good defensively. This is not last week. And I think Carrick was right to stress that. This is not Manchester City. You could argue Man City are a better attacking team than Arsenal, or they have similarities. But defensively, we played against the bag of shit last week. And this week, we're playing against the best defence in the Premier League for the last 3 years. And they're very, very good. So that doesn't mean you can't get at them. A nice little ball over the top. Saliba stutters. Mbeumo gets in. You'd back him. But we are up again. But that in a way is, look, it'll be more impressive to win today than winning the Manchester Derby. The Manchester Derby means more, but going to top of the table Arsenal with a full strength side and beating them, there isn't really a lot you can say about that. unless there's some mitigating circumstance. So I think that, look, we're going to get a test. It's a different type of test. We tend to do quite well in the underdog role. When people write us off, FA Cup final against Man City, FA Cup against Arsenal last year, Anfield in October, Manchester Derby last week, it goes on and on and on and on. So it's not really the performance that worries me today. It really isn't. The lineup, I will give it to you now. Let's get it on the screen. If you're just coming in a little bit late, make sure you smash a like and share the video. So there's the Man United lineup for you. Why is everyone so cautious? Arse are known to choke in the second half of the season. Their gag reflex will be on full display starting today, says Nectario. I feel like if we cover their midfield, we can get something. What do you think, Mark, says KGB? Look, I personally think our midfield's weak. One of the things I haven't probably spoken about this week because it's been busy is that it's quite interesting how suddenly people don't have a problem with a midfield that wasn't good enough for Ten Hag 2 years ago. I mean, what about Bruno, Casemiro and Mainu makes you think it's good enough now? I don't think it was good enough 2 years ago. So I still think that's an area that over the coming weeks, Carrick's got a lot of work to do, because we've seen how that midfield can get exploited. I think in a game like today and last week, we should be fine. I want to see a defensive line right on the edge of the penalty box, and I want to see Casemiro just in front of it, and I want to see Mainu close to him, and I want to see Dorgu and Ahmad tucking in, and I want to see us compact. That's what I want to see. But I think when you play a low block and you open up a little bit, that's when it becomes interesting. Is Mbeumo the best striker in the Premier League, says Jay? We'll leave that one. I'll be watching to take my mind off things as my husband is in hospital at the moment. I think it's going to be a draw, says Becky. Well, hope your husband's okay, Becky. And thoughts are with you, as always. And let's hope that it's a good stream. Thank you very much, Becky. Appreciate that. Thanks for your super chat. Rook says, power out due to ice in Nashville. Need United to be on fire today to melt our frozen... curled up with the missus and dog watching on the phone. Well, okay. Sounds like bad weather. Don't care about the result. We need the same performance as Jack. I do care about the result. I do care about the result. I think it's important that we get the I think a result is important. Sorry, I was just getting sent something there. Yeah, I think it's important that we get something today going into the game. I don't think we should be going in there saying it's a free hit, despite me saying it after a few beers last night. I don't believe that. Norwegian, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Arsenal will beat us comfortably today, says Anta. I don't think Arsenal beat anybody comfortably. And obviously that can come and bite me on the backside. They're a fantastic side. I've got full respect for them. They defend really well. They attack well if you let them. They're very used to playing against low blocks. But I would say 90% of the season this season, Arsenal have played against low blocks. And it's a challenge to break that down. It's very rare that you beat a low block 3 or 4-0. So that's a positive. If I'm Michael Carrick, I'm saying, look, if we concentrate and let them have the ball, we might have to wait 10 minutes to counter. We might sometimes have to wait 15, but we will get our chances. This is a concentration game. This is not Manchester United trying to go toe-to-toe with Arsenal. This is Manchester United trying to get results to get into Europe for next season so that we can build to go toe-to-toe with Arsenal. We are not going out there to express ourselves and show that we're as good as Arsenal. We are going out there to get a result in the best way possible. And the way we do that is we stay compact, we stay close, we work hard, and we don't give up silly opportunities, because if you go behind to Arsenal, it becomes really, really difficult. We've got to keep this in our hands, and I think we can do that. And we saw Forest do it last week. We saw Liverpool do it at Anfield a couple of weeks ago, and we've seen Wolves nearly get a result here. So it's, as I say, I think if you play the right way against Arsenal, you might lose 1-0. but you shouldn't be getting turned. I think Arsenal will turn you over if you open up, but I don't expect us to open up. I mean, we're not going to open up. We've got Harry Maguire at back. Like, we're definitely not playing a high line. We know that. So I'm as confident as you can be that we won't get beat. I think predicting a win is brave, very brave, but I think a draw is in our hands. And I feel like a lot of people, I do feel like that we can get something today. It's been another one of those weekends in the Premier League. Bournemouth beating Liverpool, Villa going to Newcastle and winning, Forest going to Brentford and winning. There's been a few results this weekend that make you think we might be the cherry on the cake. Craig Walker, welcome to Members Club. Thank you so much for getting your badge in. You can do that by clicking the Members Join button. We need a win to put the pressure on others for top 4, says Aaron. Well, yeah, I mean, imagine you beat Man City, you beat Arsenal, you've took 6 points from the top 2, well, top 3 now, when everyone else is dropping points to teams like Burnley, you know? This is not the best Arsenal team I've ever seen. The only thing that has been going for them is consistency and taking advantage of bad performances. If we can get a draw, I'd be happy with that, says Slow Sports News. Yeah, I do agree with that, but I do respect Arsenal. I think you can only do what you can do. And look, they might not be that easy on the eye, but a lot of teams park the bus against them. They might not be the most entertaining, but they've got an amazing squad. And people might not give them the respect of other title contenders, but they know how to win. And a lot of winning is about not conceding, and they're very good at it. Very, very good at it. All I've got to say is the title for your match reaction should be job done, says FIFA King. Remind me about that. I'd love to circle back. Do you think Villa will still get top 5 after they beat Newcastle today, says Oliver Ward? I think Villa will probably be kicking themselves that they... Are they on 46 points? Yeah. Villa on 46 points. So, yeah, they're on 46 points. They're probably kicking themselves that they didn't beat Everton, to be fair. But you look at their next Premier League game, it's at home to Aston Villa. Sorry, it's at home to Brentford. Brentford don't travel well. Then they got Bournemouth away. Then they got Brighton at home. They don't travel well. They got Leeds at home. So 3 of their next 4 games for Villa are at home. And then they got Wolves. I mean, I think it will get to a point very quickly where catching Villa is going to be very, very difficult, isn't it? Can see a replica of first leg performance, do you think, says Amit. Would you be happy with a draw, Mark, says Eddie. I want to play the game. I wouldn't be in the category of I'll take a draw right now. I want to play the game. I think a lot of United fans feel like that. We want to play. We want to see what we can do. But a draw would be a good result for where we're at. Norwegian C6609 has just gifted 10 memberships. You're a legend, pal. Thank you so much. And if we win tonight, that lad is going to get his hair cut this season. And if it happens, the players should cut it on the pitch after the 5th win, says Ian Drawhan. We need a win. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much to Slow Sports News. Thank you very much to FIFA King and Norwegian as well. Appreciate that. Thanks for all your super chats. Right, let's have a quick look if we've got any comments coming in. Arsenal. I mean, look, I don't think... Whatever. I mean... I don't really care about Arsenal. Like, Arsenal have got their own course to path to clear. Jesus over Gyökeres. I actually think that might help us. I do. I think it might help us. I think there is a possibility that we have, Jesus against... I suppose what I'm trying to say is the contrast between Gyökeres and Jesus is that I understand why Arteta's gone with Jesus, because we're going to play deep, and therefore Jesus probably quicker over 5 yards, slightly more technical. Gyökeres more physical, however... we're not playing a high line, and Gyökeres likes to run into the channels. So I think they probably made the right choice, if I'm being fair. I saw Beth say she'd rather Gyökeres start, and I understand why. But then Jesus hasn't got the physicality, and Martinez and Maguire are very physical. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? fine margins can make a difference. Daniel Thompson's gifted a membership. Having a Laugh has gifted a membership. Big performance needed, says O.O. Jones. United, thank you very much for that. And thank you everybody who's tuning in. We've got nearly 35,000 people watching already, so make sure you share the video. Get involved with the United Stand. We are live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. We're live all the way through for match days, and we are currently only 125 subscribers away from 242,000. So please do subscribe. Let's see if we can hit that before kickoff in 5 minutes. See if we can hit 242. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, get involved with the United Stand. And if you have subscribed, you can click share, and that would be really helpful as well. So thank you everybody for getting involved. The players are in the tunnel. United have got what looks like another tracksuit top out. I mean, we release more tracksuits than we do wins, but look, that's United. It's a PR juggernaut. We know that. I've got my own style top on here. You can get this. I think you can still get this on the United Stand, but it's done me good over the years, this top, and hopefully it's going to do as good today. It did last week. I think we've had more wins in this than any other top I wear on a match day. So many clubs on our tails. We need the 3 points, says United Down Under. Nemo has been a member for 24 months. Thank you so much. And it's irrelevant now since it's a match day, but I missed you live last night. Reason why we only have made top 4 6 times since Sir Alex is because the Glazers don't buy much when we do make top 11. Well, mate, you've got your numbers wrong there. We've made top 4 5 times out of the last 12 years, not 6. We've not even done it half. An amazing stat we were talking about on the United Stand last night is that United have only qualified for the top 4, been in the top 4 5 times in the last 12 years, which is abysmal for a club like Manchester United. Fum, thanks very much for being a member for 31 months. So many clubs on our tails. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Carl says, let's hope for another 3 points today. It's been a weird weekend for results. I hope so. I really do. We'll win 6-0. If we don't, I'll buy you a Ferrari, says Mazraoui. Well, let's all remember that. Let's all look like that. Bruno looks locked in. I don't have a, I'm expecting in the player ratings later on to be saying good performance from him, good performance from him, good performance from him. Look, if Man United could turn up even for half the season the way they turn up against Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal, we'd be top 4 every year. These games are great. I love these games. But if we're being honest, because there's loads of us going to watch this anyway, it's a massive game. No one's going to miss this game. But if I'm being completely honest, these are not the problem games. They're not. The problems are Everton at home. The problems are Bournemouth away. The problems are Fulham. These are not the games that have ever been a problem for us. I mean, we should hang it in the Louvre. Man United are 2-0 down at the Etihad at half-time. We come out and we win 3-2. But then the next week, we lose to West Brom at home at Old Trafford, who got relegated. These are not the games where when people say Bruno looks locked in, they'll all be locked in. The light switch will be on. But that's for next week. That's not for today. Look, locked in or not, it's still a very good, very hard game, isn't it? It will be very difficult. And hopefully, we got what it takes. Sorry, I've got one of my mates saying, come on, Arsenal. Not bad. There we go. Right, I'm ready. I hope you're ready. Random F1 Edits. Thank you very much for joining the members club. Appreciate that. Same energies we had against City, please, says Having a Laugh. I don't do nerves. Nah, I don't do nerves. There's no point. I just do winning. But look, I do respect Arsenal. One thing we haven't mentioned, and I don't even know who the referee is. One thing we haven't mentioned is refereeing decisions, like our yellow cards, things like that. They're going to have a lot of the ball, so we need to be very, very wary of how we approach the game in that sense, for sure. But look, we picked up early yellow cards for Shaw and Delo last week, and we did okay. So maybe we'll be fine. I do feel that Arsenal are very intelligent in how they do that. Yeah. Carrick and Arteta having a bit of a hug. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. I actually want Arsenal to win the league. I know that's well, I want Villa to win the league, but I don't think that's realistic. If it's Man City or Arsenal, I want Arsenal to win the league. I'm not bothered about saying that, but that doesn't mean I certainly don't want them winning today. I want United to win today. And what an opportunity we've got against a very good Arsenal side to give ourselves a kickstart of belief for the season. Bruno's about to start it off. And here we go. And the clock is up and running. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you share the video. United go long. It's going to be interesting first 10 minutes. It doesn't need to go off like a bottle of pop, really. In fact, part of me thinks, look, feel our way into the game. Have a bit of possession. Don't let them have the ball. Nice little ball there. Got to win the second balls. Hincapié at left back. Calafiore still injured. Did you do the dishes, says D. Finlay? I did. Mark Smith's gifted a membership as well. Come on, lads. Smash Arsenal. Whole world is with you tonight, says Rub. Would you swap Odegaard for Bruno or Gabriel for De Ligt, says Owen? I mean, I'm very happy with the players that we've got, and I don't like those sort of swaps. But to be fair, I do think that Gabriel is arguably the best centre-back in the Premier League. I think he's a very good defender, but I just think he's an amazing player going forward. Random Edits, thank you very much for gifting, for becoming a member. And Angry Brit has just gifted 5 memberships as well. It's Arsenal on the attack here with Trossard up against Delot. He's got to have a good game, Delot. Can't afford mistakes today. I don't think we'll be able to paper those mistakes up. Everyone's got to be on it today. And it's Arsenal just starting to have a bit of possession here. Luke Shaw against Saka. Should be okay. He's got the experience. We're going to play a deep line. I don't expect him to end up on his own a lot. Mainu, of course. We haven't even spoke about Mainu. Bruno leading the press. Don't care if we lose. Carrick enabled the Glazers to stay at the club by accepting this job, says Sarvish. He's an enemy of the club. Carrick out, Glazers out. Strong message. Jesus, offside. Yeah, offside. Offside. High line there, though, from United. Just monitor that in the first few minutes. A high line from United might not be what we expected. Would be interesting to see how long if we do that. I think we are all expecting too high from United, says Vin. BRMU says 0-0 prediction, set up very defensively. Player to watch today, says JMR. Well, I think there's so many. I mean, look, Dorgu's a player I'm looking at, but Bruno's hugely important. I think the 2 centre-backs have got to be switched on. I mean, we've not even spoken about Le Mans. Hopefully he won't be busy. If we think back to that Emirates game with David De Gea. Midfield, Mainu and Casemiro. They've got to be mobile. It's a lovely ball by Odegaard out wide to Hincapié. They've got options here, Arsenal. Got plenty of numbers back, though. That's good to see. Because look at the back 5. Back 6. It's a back 6. Look at that. Ahmad, Dorgu. Going to be doing a lot of running today. But remember, Arsenal will be well used to this. And it's in these sort of situations where they'll work it down the channels and win a corner. They'll want an early corner, actually. That midfield needs to be extra disciplined today, says Adichio. Long time no super chat, says Goldio. Do you think our biggest game of the season so far in terms of significance? I think every game's a big game for us now. I think whatever happens today, Fulham, if we win today, Fulham next week becomes essential. And if we lose today, Fulham becomes essential. So you just got to take every game as it comes. You look at United this season and you can't say Anfield and Man City and Arsenal are the biggest games. They're the most exciting games, but when you're dropping points to Burnley and Wolves and teams like that, every game has become very important for us now. No work tomorrow. It's just me and Mr. Soju tonight. It says Bigfoot. Enjoy. Casemiro. That's a lovely ball out to Ahmad. And Nkape is able to capitalise on Ahmad's first touch. John's new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and get involved. Thanks for your super chat, Jake. Martinez trying to play through the lines. Use Le Mans there. Use Le Mans. Quick. Give him time. I think Arteta will be saying to Arsenal, run your arse out, because if you're Odegaard, we've got Eze. If you're Jesus, we've got Gyökeres. If you're Trossard, we've got Martinelli. If you're Saka, we've got Madueke. So they're not going to be shy at pressing Arsenal. Not that they are anyway, but... And in a sense, it's a little bit like that for us. Cunha can come on. Mount can come on. Bench could be really important. I understand why people are talking about a 0-0, by the way. But for Arsenal, that's not a good result. They've drawn their last 2. Man City are currently 4 points behind them. So the draw just puts a little bit of pressure on them again. They're, you know, Man City making 2 points on them if that happens. So here's Saka up against Luke Shaw. No corners. No corner. Good play by Casemiro. And that's intelligent from Casemiro there, because they're slipping Timber in and he's just looking to put a cross in that could go for a corner. Can you call my partner Ari a Pratt, says Jada? I sort of feel like I'm a Pratt namer for hire now. Ari, you're a Pratt. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've got nearly 40k watching. Please share the video. Get involved. Let me know your thoughts. Well up Maguire, but Saka's going to win that second ball. And we've got to go back to the keeper again. Arsenal quite confident though. Lots of the ball. Lovely play. Trossard into Rice. He's got space. Gets the shot off. Martinez is there. Second ball. Trossard's quick. I'd like us to win a few of these second balls. Good interception by Bruno. Look, they're going to work as they're a good team, Arsenal, and they're very used to playing against the lower block. Happy birthday to your brother football edits. Stacey says, how's your weekend, Mark? Good vibes for Man United. It's not been a bad weekend, has it? Love from Australia, says Jake. I mean, it's not been a bad weekend. I mean, look, if we can get a result here, things get very exciting. You've got to watch that with Odegaard. He always cuts back. If I'm Dorgu, he's never going to go forward. He's always going to do that close control. See, he does it again there. You do sort of, you know, I'm sure Carrick's saying it as a coach as well. Every time Odegaard's doing that little body shim, but he comes back. If you anticipate it and nick it off him, you'd be in. Every time Odegaard, he cuts back. Interesting ball to Saka. He'll do well to keep that on. And he has. Wow. He's done very well. I'll go for a throw-in, and they might launch a throw-in here. I don't know. Can you wish my husband Rob a very happy birthday? Red through and through. We watch you together every match, says Lynn. Well, happy birthday to Rob. Let's hope we can get the result. And first corner for Arsenal. First test. Saka up against Dorgu. That's what Saka can do, and not a lot Bruno can do to stop that. That's what they love to do, Arsenal. Get to the byline. Put the cross in. Win a corner. Let's hope Arsenal have a bad day on set pieces, because they are very good at them. This is where Maguire and Casemiro and Dorgu are going to be really important. Look at Maguire there. He's got to go and win these today. First test. And we've done well. And it's over the bar. Good. Good. Yeah, they're crowding out there, but there's not really any Arsenal player there, and it's Casemiro who wins it. So it's a good start. Got to keep them concentration levels up. Thanks for your super chats today, and thanks everyone who's become a member. Breathe, says Eugene. Going long with Le Mans. Rice wins it. That's it. Mainu, composure. Tackled, running into an avenue. Got to be careful. Saka. Oh, watch the runners. They've got overloads. Trossard up against Delo. And the corner. And they're starting to do that. They're starting to do that now. Corner number 2. Remember, we're in the early stages of this game. But I did say to you, we're sponsored by Boyle Sports on the stream today. And I have got, as part of my bet builder, 8 corners. We're already on corner 2. I've got Bruno to score at any time. Also got cards for both Casemiro and Timber and both teams to score. Let's see what happens with this corner. Be nice if United could get some corners. I don't want all 8 to be going to Arsenal. Declan Rice goes for something short. Saka. That was not a good corner. And Burmo wants a free kick. He's not going to get it. Watch the back post with Declan Rice. They're getting space, aren't they? Odegaard. Good interception. Casemiro. We've got to use this, Mainu. Into Ahmad. Switch of the play to Bruno. No. We've got to be better in that situation. I mean, you've got Bruno who's saying, look, I'm here. Hello, I'm here. And that's a foul. Casemiro's got to be careful coming through the back of him. Not a yellow card, though. Yeah, in relation to my bet builder, if you're new to Boyle Sports, there's a bet, £10, get £40 in free bets offer available. Details are in the description and via the QR code on the screen. 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. So we've had 2 corners so far. No yellow cards, no goals. But yeah, when Ahmad's got that ball there, Bruno on the other side, and Mbeumo, he's gone for the harder pass, really. Get your head up. Get your head up. This reminds me of England versus Spain in the Euro final, says Forza. Nice little ball there. But it's gone through to Le Mans. Good defending by Shaw. Watching from the US while I still have power. Shout out to my fellow Americans dealing with this crazy snow and ice storm, says Mark. Would you rather have rain or would you rather have snow? I mean, we've had like 2 weeks of rain. Have we had more than 2 passes in open play yet, says Jenna? I don't think we've had a pass in the final third yet. There was a stat up on the screen just there. Here's Mainu. But look, 13 minutes gone. Only United make Trossard look good, says 1 Inch Wonder. Up the Villa, says Bund. Very good result for you today. I'm sure you're hoping we get a result as well. Ooh, Bruno, don't lose it there. Don't lose it there, Bruno. Rice. Into Saka. No, it's not. It's Saliba. Into Rice. Good block by Martinez. Oh, it was a chance. We've got to be careful here, getting stuck. Free kick. Well done. Yeah, Bruno just getting caught in possession there, and that's how quickly Arsenal can move. And to be fair, I think that Saliba probably got the ball wrong there. We're lucky that it's Saliba in that position because he's a centre-back, and I don't think he selects the right ball. I think Trossard on the back post is the ball because Delo slips. Thanks everyone who's watching. Apparently we've got 47,000 watching. Keep sharing the video. Nearly half 100,000, which is 50. Love this kit, says Detroit. Well, it's the only thing that's good about United, isn't it, this season? That's all we're good at, kits. Rice, look at that. Strong on Mainu. Now it's Saka. It's late by Ahmad, but the ref says play on. Bit of composure here. Bit of composure. It just feels like we, you know what it feels like we need? It's a bit like a boxing match where you're just dancing around and they're jab, jab. And we're just going, ooh, defence. And I think we need to throw a punch or a hook just to make them think, because at the moment it's all going their way and we're playing like cowards, says Philip. Wow. I don't think that's intentional. I just think we're letting Arsenal have all of the ball and we're not doing anything. And we will create a chance. We will definitely create a chance, but I would like to see us create that chance sooner rather than later. But look, positivity, it's 0-0. We're not losing. You know, possession, what does possession mean? Where's the big chance, you know? Let's have a look at the stats so far. 70% possession. Well, it's similar to last week, isn't it? Good tackle on Dorgu. That's a foul. Dorgu, got to be careful. Don't want to be giving up silly fouls like that. Saka's going absolutely nowhere. Just run alongside him. Don't need to do that. Man, to be fair, I think he generally thought he was going to win the ball there. Yeah, someone in the chat just said, love the boxing analogy. Well, it is, isn't it? You know, Arsenal are just jab. And we're sort of like going like this. Oh, no, getting caught, you know, we're doing all right in the defence, but it only takes one. Oh, you're open, bang. You know, we need to throw a few punches of our own. Because 90 minutes of this, it's going to take a lot of concentration. And you know what? When you play 90 minutes like that, you expect at some point they will get a chance. It's hard to do it. Rice on the corner. That's not a corner. It's a free kick. That's a decent one. And it's a great save by Le Mans. It's a big save. Well, there's one chance. Another corner, though. I mean, it is straight at him. Anywhere else, and that's a goal. Actually, it comes off Casemiro's head. It's good quick reactions, though, by Le Mans. I don't think it's done any justice there, how quick that was moving. Really don't like this sticker stuck in our box crap. We need to give them something to think about. Too comfortable, says having a laugh. What I see is our players being dispossessed too easily, says Constantine. Thanks for the super chats. Let's see what happens with this corner. Midfield is ruined by just one Trossard. People at board are so idiots if they're not buying any midfielders, says Sapatashi. This is suffocating. Another corner. And Bruno. It's not going to get anywhere. Do you rate Arteta as a player, Mark? He was all right as a player, to be fair, Arteta. Jarbar Drinks, welcome to Members Club. Whose touchline antics are more performative and fake? Pep or Arteta, says Sean. Well, they learn from each other, don't they? We need Cunha on to get the rondo from last game going. Cunha, Bruno, Cunha, Bruno, Cunha, Bruno. Our best clip in years, says Jarbar Drinks. Saliba dropping into me and man-marking Bruno when we're on the ball and we're struggling to play through the line, says Ashi. Look, in relation to Arteta as a coach, I think tactically he's very astute. As a player, I thought he was okay. I thought he was an okay player, especially at Everton. Right, Delo, you've got loads of time there. Loads of time. Come on. Look at Ahmad. Rice is just so good, isn't he? Rice is just so dominant. Oh, Maguire. Maguire's header there, straight at Arsenal, and they're on the attack again. Out to Saka, and he's up against Shaw on his own. Look at Timber, look at Timber, look at Timber. No, he's all right. He's done well there, Shaw. Another corner, though. That's 4 corners. I tell you what, my bet of 8 corners. After 20 minutes, we've had 4 corners. Gareth says he lost his father last week, but enjoying the game with the community to take my mind off. Thanks, Mark. Gareth, thoughts with you and your family. And, of course, we're a community here, so you're always part of something when we're live, and I'm sorry to hear that. You pronounce Lamens wrong. See his video, says Hugh. Couldn't give a shit. I really don't know what to think of Bruno. Very capable of giving that deadly pass, but he's unable to play the easy ball and keep the game flow. So serious. It's difficult for Bruno in a game like this. Another corner to Arsenal, but it's difficult. Like, Arsenal are very good defensively. You look up and you're like, where's the pass? Where's the pass? You hesitate and they've scored a goal, you know? So 4 corners for Arsenal, no goals. We need Cunha on. Done that one. The game is asking for Cunha so we can keep some possession. We need some better hold-up play, says Yuri. Well, we've got that option. We've got that option. Come on, Mainu. I tell you what, Mainu needs to get into the game a little bit, because at the moment, him and Casemiro are passengers, aren't they? They're not really... You know, it's very much Odegaard, Zubimendi and Rice running this game at the moment. Bruno's trying to get into it. But I feel like Mainu and Casemiro are just not in the game. There's not really any passes for Martinez or Maguire. If you watch Mainu and Casemiro here, look, they're not open for passes at all. Every time it's going back. Mainu getting manhandled, says Eddie. Not sure Dorgu is the one against top-tier defences, 1 inch wonder. I ain't got a problem with the team selection. You can change it. Arsenal are absolutely dominating second balls. That's not skill, that's hunger, says Alec. We need to be so much hungrier than we appear right now. But it's 0-0, you know. Games are not won on possession. I mean, if we could be 1-0 up as well, you'd be very happy, wouldn't you, with the way that we're playing? That's good play. Got to be worth a shot, Martinez. Good block by Arsenal. Right, here's Dorgu. Oh, I tell you what, Mbermo, I would have dived. Is that not a free kick on Casemiro, ref? Ref, come on, that looked absolutely blatant. That would have been a good free kick position as well. Job interview tomorrow, says Zenny. Good luck with it, mate. This is not level. This is next level cowardice, says Nemanja from Carrick. It was stupid and naive to go with the same lineup. Arsenal is winning this by at least 3 goals, and yet at the moment they're not. Calm down. 23 minutes gone, 0-0. They've had 4 corners. They created nothing from open play. Just be calm. I agree, if they get 1 in front, it's not looking good, Brev. But at the moment, I have hope. What happened to De Ligt? I mean, it's been months. Some sort of back injury, I think, Kev. Hi, Mark. Hearts got a draw with Celtic. Do you give them a chance for the league? I thought they lost, Corin. Bloody hell, it's a good result for Hearts. I thought they lost 2-1. That is a very good result for them. I genuinely thought they'd lost. 2-2, 90 plus 8. 87th minute. Well, it's not over yet. Oh, running into trouble again in the midfield. There isn't time. There isn't time. Anyone else hate our captain, says Isaac. Who is the Arsenal captain? This just proves that we're only good against City because they were off it. We are still inconsistent. Glinios out, says Evan. No, I think the difference between this week and last week so far, if you want to do after 25 minutes, and I think it's ridiculously early, is that this time last week we were playing like this defensively, but every time we got the ball, they had a shit defence. We're up against a really good defence, so we're finding it really difficult to sit deep and counter. That's the difference. Doesn't mean we can't get a result. It's just we're not going to create the volume of chances against the defence that's as well organised as Arsenal. I mean, Man City's defence was shit. Good interception by Luke Shaw. We've got to move this quick. Bit of possession. Don't delete back. Got a back injury carrying our defence for so long, says Jenna. If we win this game, would you give Carrick the job, says Renner. I mean, if we win this game, we're going to win it with 30% possession. I don't think you can give Carrick the job on that. I'd like to see what we do against the low block. Ref's trying to let the game flow. Hyde says that Bruno's petulance is tiresome. Right, we've got a chance here. Casemiro. I just wonder if there's a forward ball we could play a little bit more. Dorgu. Arsenal are so boring to watch, not even playing for goals, just corners. Also, is Jesus still in Arsenal? Where has he been the past few years to Stardust? I think he's had some injuries. Bruno's having a bad game so far, says Lisa. Thoughts on City keeping tabs on Trent, says Totally Alfie. I hadn't heard about that. Oh, you've got to be quicker than that, Dorgu there. That was Dorgu's ball there. Declan Rice has got no right to come and win that. Second ball's got to be better. I accept 30% possession, but I think we've been slow in the second ball today, and that's something we've been good at this season, and we were very good at last week. We've got to be quicker into the second balls. Are we prioritising the counter, therefore Mainu and Casemiro in no man's land, says Mandolin. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Thanks for the super chats. So slow, says Colby. I think there's been a couple of times in this half where it's almost like we're closer to the ball and an Arsenal player gets there. And that's, like somebody said a few minutes ago, that's not chance. That's motivation, isn't it? Arsenal look very motivated today. I mean, I don't mind positions like this because where are Arsenal going? We're well organised. Get Cunha on second half, says Neo. Nerves are coming on United. You could settle those nerves with a chance, you know. Bruno needs to stop being sloppy, says George. Yeah, but Bruno's never going to be that disciplined player, is he? We know that. Hincapié, cross. Dorgu, Saka's going to pick this up. Lovely touch, Saka. Little dink. Odegaard, goal! Fucking hell! Offside, ref! Referee! Offside! Get your flag up! Get your bloody flag up! Get your flag up! Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Martinez! Oh, Scholes is going to be going mad! Scholes is going to go mad if that's an open goal. I am not panicking here. I am not panicking. I'm expecting a flag. That looked offside to me. That looked offside. Show us the bloody replay. Show us the bloody replay. It's a good cross by Hincapié. Saka. Don't panic yet. Saka. Oh, he's not offside. He's fucking miles onside. But bloody, what are we doing at the back here? Martinez is hugging Jesus. He's holding him. He thinks it's Strictly Come Dancing. What's he doing there? He's freezing like a bloody night swim on the Titanic. What are we doing? Why is he... What are you doing? Why are you holding on to Timber? Why are you bloody holding... Oh, what a shit goal to concede that is. Mate, you've got to go and attack the ball. Fuck a duck. I genuinely thought it was going to be offside, but... Look, I'm a massive fan of Martinez, but... I tell you what, I bet there's a wry smile on the face of Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes, because that... I don't know what he's doing. As a centre-back, you don't hold on to your bloody... You go and get the ball. Go on then, Burmo. Get the shot off. Oh. Oh, he's got to get the shot off there. That's a great chance. I'd have had the shot. I'd have took the shot. I'm worried now. 1-0 down. Half an hour. I'm worried now. We've got to... it's just annoying. It's such a shit goal. You know when you watch it back? It's such a crap goal. It's like... I don't care whether that's Maguire, Heaven, Martinez. I'm not going to do... I like Martinez, as you know, but he's got to attack that ball. You can't be playing Strictly Come Dancing, doing the bloody foxtrot. You don't hold on to him. You go and win the ball. The ball's all that matters. Got to be careful here. They're rampant. Foul on Maguire. No time to wait. Need to bring in Cunha for sure. Dorgu back to left back and Mazraoui for Delo. Energy needs to change. United need to get on the front foot, says Nectario. Tech God, welcome to the Members Club. What's your thoughts on the goals? Get Bruno off when he's like this. Brings the whole team down, says Luke. Yeah, look, there's a few people talking about Bruno. I love Bruno in the number 10, but discipline he isn't. He's not going to play the simple passes. That's why... Obviously, I'd take Bruno over Odegaard, but you look at Odegaard, that magneticism in a game like this is so important. He keeps the ball, he plays the simple pass, it's probe. Bruno doesn't want to play like that. So if you can get space, Bruno's deadly. But in a game like this, where it's really compact, I think he does struggle in a game like this. You're right. Sorry, guys, I've just got here. Blame that one on me, says Ella. Getting first to second balls is desire, not skill, says having a laugh. Watching Bruno throwing his arms around is frustrating, says Paul. And would you believe we've had a week off, says Josh. Would you keep Casemiro for another season? Well, we're not going to, are we? So we don't need to worry about that. Nice to see Bruno in the right position for a change. No more trying to play as a cam. Look at this here. Like, Martinez is too bothered with Timber. Look at him. He's holding on. He doesn't need to do that. That's terrible defending. He's holding on. And Maguire's doing it. It's really bad defending to be holding on to your striker. You can't defend the ball. Oh, Bruno! What? Well, you're not going to get chances like this. What a chance. I think Saliba gets a touch on it, to be fair. I think this is a great bit of defending. Yeah, he takes it off Bruno's foot. Ah, oh, what a chance. We've had 2 chances since we've gone 1-0 down, though, so there is hope. Maybe Arsenal, they've got the goal there. You know, they might drop off a little bit here. You can't have Saliba running through the team like that. Timber. George says Bruno needs to stop giving sloppy toppy to Dorgo. The nerves are coming on. United, says Sand. Are we prioritising the count? I've done that from Mandolin. Don't panic, lads. Ndidi will transform us, says Steve. Counter-attack ain't working, mate. Bring Sesko on, says Pistol. I mean, look, since the goals happened, we have actually started to get a little bit more on the attack. Delo wins a corner for us. Right, well, this is a chance. Martinez boots were untied, not his fault, says George. Kobe and Bruno boring the crap out of me, says Ryan. Bruno bitching at his team must be really deflating, says Booth. I haven't noticed any of that. I mean, I'll take your word for it because everybody's saying it. I haven't noticed it. I'm getting a 7-0 Liverpool vibe. No, Josh. No. Dorgu's header needed to be better there. Clear the ball, says 1 Inch Wonder. Fair point. Today we have the bad and moaning Bruno, says Joker. Bruno needs to come off. Not at it today, says having a laugh. Happy Arsenal, says Mr. Meancat. The chance completely went when he cut back, says Lisa Reynolds. And Tech God, welcome to Members Club. Oh, I thought we'd scored there. We waited to concede to switch on. Yeah, I mean, look, since they've scored, we've done a little bit better. Good point, United Down Under. They're cooking Dorgo on the left. We need a change at half time, says Stephen. Lake on the Moon says that was a no goal. Yeah, well. No passing options for Mainu, no legs. I mean, look, I'll say it again. I'll say it again to the uneducated, meaning that you might not be aware of this. Our midfield, we were using 2 years ago, and it was getting run through for Ten Hag when he finished 8th. This is the midfield that Ten Hag was using 2 years ago. Casemiro, Mainu, and Bruno. He's got to score. Yeah! Get in! Get in! 3 chances since we went 1-0 down. And Arsenal have given us a lifeline. Shove that up, your Arsenal. 1-1. Mburmo. What were you worrying about? Can I just say, I think the midfield's really good. Come on. 36 minutes. Bit of luck. Look, the players are looking at themselves. You've been fucking shit, lads. You've been given a lifeline here. Absolute lifeline. I mean, I didn't even know where it came from. Subamendi literally just passes it to Mburmu. It's incredible. Watch this. Subamendi plays it into Mburmu. He's got a one-on-one. Laughable defending by Arsenal. But that's a lifeline for us. An absolute lifeline, and we've got to take it. And it could be a turning point. That is a gift. That is an absolute gift, and we will take it. 1-1. Right, calm down and probably play a little bit like we have done since we went 1-0 down. Don't go and sit deep again. I'll be bloody furious if we sit deep now and we don't attack. We've had 3 good chances since we went 1-0 down. Maybe that's a hint to play a little bit more on the front foot. They're making mistakes at the back. It's the second time. Bruno got in because of that. Timber is Martinez's friend. Ajax not intense enough to say. Mount for Bruno, says Buffon. Starting to come into it now. Need a long throw, says Stephen. Has anyone else seen it's an own goal by Martinez, says Braden. Is Luke Shaw not tracking back quickly enough? Dorgu seems deeper all the time, says Duncan. We waited to concede to switch on, says United Down Under. Well, let's just try and play like we have done in the last 5 minutes now. We actually started creating chances at 1-0. Oh, what an assist by Zubamendi. I mean, you don't get that very often. I've jinxed Zubamendi. I have jinxed Zubamendi. If you know, you know. Teams giving gifts like Christmas, as Son for United. Arsenal defence couldn't pass a parcel. They've done that a few times, Bigfoot. It's almost like they got a little bit complacent. Bruno needs to fucking calm down as well. He's absolutely like a bear with a sore arse, isn't he? I mean, that could be a good thing. 100% sure Pep's in here celebrating with us, says Nectario. Carrick's turning the wheels, says John. I mean, to be honest with you, I'll say it now. In relation to Carrick's tactics, I think they've been absolutely shit. I think we're very lucky to be 1-1, but we'll take it. I don't think there's anything about this that you'd go, oh, you know what? We've been gifted a goal. We've had hardly any possession. But we'll take it. You don't have to play well to get a result. Well done, Le Mans. De Ligt and Maguire, De Ligt and Martinez, says Rodrigo. I mean, I think if we can get De Ligt back, he's our best centre-back. I mean, you never know with Carrick. He might not think that. He obviously thinks Delo over Mazraoui at the moment, but it's getting De Ligt back fit, isn't it? Tails are up, though. I tell you what, I'd love us to get another goal before half-time. Great player, but worst captain of all time, Bruno, says Josh. Reese says Bruno's wasting energy getting that wound up. And Sagan says, Casemiro, sorry, hi Mark, love your content. Glad to see you say how it is with the board. But Mbeumo is our best signing so far. Another corner to us. A rare thing for a striker to dummy the goalkeeper, says Kenneth. Have you ever been to Sweden, says Johnny, will you marry me? Johnny G, will you marry me? No. Zubimendi is United's January transfer signing, says Evan. Thank you very much for your super chats. Surely no one expects the same as the City game, but there's still heart this week, says Bad Manners. Turan, welcome to Members Club. Bruno's body language is terrible, says D. Seen how he's walking about, no press. Fernandez made a bad, easy pass before Arsenal scored. We will never be in a good position with him in the team, says Serious Talk. Great, thank you. Right, we've got a corner here, and it's not Bruno on them, which is interesting. And Raya gets there. They've got to be careful now. They've got a bit of a break on here. They've got to sprint back hard here, United. Manchester United will win more than you believe, says Ahmed. Is Delo a United legend, says Dale. Massino, thanks for your super chat. Turan, welcome to Members Club. And thank you very much for your super chats. Okay, well, look, it looks like we might go in at half-time 1-1 here. Actually, I've just got a reply to somebody. There we go, have that. Terrible touch by Jesus. Mainu. Dorgu. Could do with Dorgu getting in the game a little bit more. Can you put the same game time on screen so we can sync? What this one? That's been there for 42 minutes. It's amazing, mate. You need to get a pair of these if you can't spot that on the screen, but there you go. At times, Delo plays football like he spent his whole life playing another sport and you invited him for a kickabout in the park, says Irfan. Would love to see more early ball to Ahmad and let him go at Hincape, says Pengers. Good play by Martinez. Mark, is the word legend is overused in football, says Ross. It's not overused, it's abused when you would put the word legend with the low, but we move on. Do you think this is a new manager bounce, as Mr. United man? No, I think that we're very lucky to be 1-1 here. I mean, let's get real. It's an absolute gift from Zubimendi. And one that we're going to say thank you very much for, but I think it's a psychological blow for Arsenal because they've been dominant. They go and get a goal, and then they can't. Since that goal, they go and gift an equalizer, and that will start to make them think a little bit about titles and mentality, and are they capable of winning it? So look, there's a long way to go. But we've been given a gift. And we need to... You know, the good thing about being 1-1 is it only takes another slip up and then you're back in front. And I haven't seen loads and loads of chances for Arsenal. So, and what that is from Bruno, but good interception by Delo. So 2 minutes added on here. I'd love to get in at half time, 1-1. I'd love to get in at half time, 2-1. Oh, Mbermo went for something special there. He really did. Didn't quite work out. Zaid says, Dorgu plays well running into space, not in a low block. Arsenal fans are leaving their seats for a beer. What's that all about? Johnny, corporate, isn't it? You've got to be loaded to have an Arsenal season ticket. Probably queuing up for their champers. Apart from one mistake, Martinez has played well, says XV. And if we're going to go long, might as well get Sesko on, says Not Big. Do you think Ji-Sung Park is he a legend? I'm not having these chats about legends, Camila. It's one of the biggest games of the season. I'm not wasting my seconds and breath on legend conversations. You can have it in the live chat, though. Bruno is playing too deep for my liking. Can't connect to the attack, says Kabang. Thank you very much. Why is Delo in front? What tactic is that? Says Henrik. Luke Shaw, remembering it's a World Cup year, has made all the difference for United this year. Glad he's remained healthy for more than a couple of weeks, says the DJ. And even they are lucky, Mark. That should never have been a goal, says Kev. Thank you very much. Well, this is going to be half time. Let me get my chair. Yeah, half time. Right, give us your thoughts on that half. Manchester United are level at half time, which I suppose you'd say is a positive. Well, you certainly would. Can I get the stats up? I think that's going to be the first place to look. I mean, I genuinely thought Arsenal's goal was going to be offside, but there we go. So 1-1 at half-time. I mean, you take that. Look, you can only speak honestly, can't you? And I think that performance-wise, what is that? Like, it's been pretty... dare I say, average, and that might be being a little bit positive about it. It's been pretty uninspiring. I think they had 70% possession. It's come down a lot because they scored a goal and they let us have the ball. And I think what Arteta did is he wanted the first goal and then he wanted to try and catch us on the break. But in playing with deep possession, they've made a couple of mistakes and we've equalised. So it'll be interesting to see what Arteta does in the second half, because statistically that doesn't look too bad. Because the last 10 minutes, we've got back into the game a lot more. I mean, look, they've had one shot on target. We've had one shot on target. But the first, up until their goal, it was one-way traffic, wasn't it? I think what we need to do is play a little bit more on the front foot. I think the first half an hour, I think we paid too much respect. Like, I know Arsenal are good, but we're at our best when we're counter-attacking if we're going to play this system. And I felt like we were just sat there trying to defend, which is not something that we're particularly good at. Like, I wouldn't expect United to get a clean sheet in a game. So I would like to see in the second half a little bit more. I think we asked Arsenal some questions, and Mbermo I think they're scared of. And I think we're better when we defend but move quickly on the break. And I think in the first half an hour, it was almost like we were scared to let them have the ball. But as we saw, the goal's scrappy, but if you allow a team just to keep pumping balls in the box, at some point they'll get a lucky deflection, something will happen, and it did. What was interesting was the way we got back into the game was by going, well, we've got to go on the attack now, and then we got a lot more joy from it. I think we need to keep doing that in the second half. And that's what I expected us to do from the first minute. I knew we'd defend deep, but I thought we'd move the ball a bit quicker. And I think everyone's taken a touch. I mean, look, I wouldn't say Mainoo's had a bad game, but is he in the game? I wouldn't say Bruno's had a bad game, but is he doing what Bruno needs to be? I mean, Casemiro's having a good game because he's getting tackles in. But there's not a lot, Ahmad's not getting the ball enough. Dorgu's not in the game enough. I agree with people saying about Cunha because he'd actually be able to hold the ball up a little bit. It's a really interesting half-time team talk for Carrick because I don't want to see the first half an hour like the first half an hour in the first half. I don't want to see us sitting there and just letting them have 70% possession. We've got to keep it like that. If we can have 40% possession, I think we've got a chance. But if that goes up again and we play like we did in the first half an hour, I think we'll struggle. Of course, I'm United legend, says Ji-Sung Park. Not happy with Bruno. Looks like he's lost his head from the start. I've seen a lot of people talking about this, Salim. I do not know what the problem is with Bruno, but he does seem a little bit off it. Thanks for your super chat. Lee Goldart says they were scared of the counter, sprinted back every time we won the ball in our third. Allowed us time to build from the back. I have a good feeling. And Christmas was last month. Zubimendi, what a gift, says Sam Redmond. I thought Villa fans were fickle about their players, but only after 20 minutes are people here complaining about United players, says Lucanio. We gave Arsenal 3-point advantage when we beat City. Least they can do is give us a point here, says Spirit Goblin. If Cunha comes on, who are you going to take off, says Lee? Well, I think it'll be Dorgu, won't it? I think that'll be the obvious one. All the bullshit about Bruno is childish, British apathy. They will never allow you to appreciate the leader he is emotionally. He needs help from other players, but there's no passion in the squad, no energy, no desire, says Lake on the Moon. Is that a fair point? Thank you very much. Get your comments in. I don't think we'll make any changes at half-time, but look, you've got to look at it. And I think this is worth looking at as well. When you look at the league table as it stands, so we've got the point on the board. We're into 5th place ahead of Liverpool on goal difference. I mean, fortune favours the brave, another 2 points from a win and we're into 4th place finally. But even a draw doesn't look too bad, does it? When you look at the context of the fact that Liverpool have lost, Newcastle have lost, Brentford have lost, settling nicely into that 5th place, even if we get the draw. So look, if I'm Michael Carrick at half-time, I'm saying, look, we can't play like we did in the first half an hour because we'll lose. We've got to play like we did in the last 15 minutes. Yes, we've got to defend deep, but when we get the ball, we've got to be brave. We've got to move it. We've got to attack. We've got to commit players. There's space there against that Arsenal team. The reason we scored a goal is because we actually decided to be a little bit more on the front foot. The reason they scored a goal is because we went deep and we invited the pressure, and it's a long way to your goal when everybody's behind the ball on the edge of the box. So I think have a go. Have a go, because I don't think we'll be able to defend for 45 minutes without doing that. Elaine Conlin, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. Rub says, I'll rage bait Arsenal lads after United leads. Typical Bruno to have a stinker in a game of this magnitude. He needs to calm down, says Marlow. Arsenal doesn't look comfortable. We should be okay, says Aditio. And look, in relation to Arsenal, remember this is a title side that has drawn its last 2 games. There is a pressure on Arsenal if they draw today. All right, you're unbeaten. You've drawn 3 games, but you could flip it the other way. In 3 games, you've won 1 and lost 2. You get the same points, 3 points. So that's in their heads as well. The longer this game goes on, maybe they're getting more nervous. Serious talk. Better be a good talk. Thanks for your super chat. He says, Shaw, Martinez and Maguire class again. Dorgo solid. Bruno terrible. He's unable to keep the flow of the game. So frustrating. I don't think Shaw, Martinez, Maguire have had a very difficult job, mate. I mean, standing on the edge of the box, dealing with crosses, they've concentrated well, but I wouldn't give them any more than a 6.5. I don't think I've seen any defending that makes me go, oh, amazing. It's like, I think the hardest workers in the team have probably been Dorgu, Ahmad and Casemiro, because it's been a back 6 a lot of the game. But they need to keep the concentration levels up, and I think the goal, if you want me to be harsh, and I'm a big fan of Martinez, I thought the defending on that was shit. Really shit. I don't know why he's grabbing hold of Timber in that situation on the edge of the 6-yard box. Let him go and attack the ball. But mistakes can happen. It's not been too costly, but let's not do that again in the second half. Thank you very much. Serious talk. Hi, Mark. Can you give me a distance to cycle between 35 and 50 from my Instagram exercise lottery? 42. TJD. I don't think Arsenal score from us against an open places, Philip. And Mbulu Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. We're 1-1 with Arsenal at half-time. Take it as it comes. Are we still delusional of what a club has become over the past 10 years? Let's get behind them, says Bed Manners. Are Carrick's tactics preferred to Southgate, says DJ Beans? Look, in relation to Carrick's at the wheel, give Carrick the job, don't give Carrick the job. I know that people have short patience in modern society. It's the swipe left, swipe up society, isn't it? But how would you give Carrick the job based on these two performances? I mean, even if we win today, it's counter-attacking football. You've got to see what he can do against the low block. We might go and win 5-0 against Fulham next week with 80% possession. We might beat Spurs 4-0 the following. That's when it gets exciting. But I don't think we're going to learn anything in relation to that. I just want a result. Can you call my friend Vahi Aprat, says Exere? And Arsenal don't look comfortable, says Aditio. Thank you very much. Bruno's done well. His attitude 4, but his performance is 10, says John. Carrick will get the job and will sign Belabor, says Man UFC. I actually agree with you. One difference between today and Man City. Against City, we played very physical, which rattled them. Arsenal too good at set pieces for that, says Alec. Very strange game from Arsenal. Are they nervous, says Christos. Let's stop turning on players after one subpar half, says Chris. And should we play on the counter or should we push up higher? Arsenal are more fatigued since they played Inter. I think we've got to push forward, Lee. If they are tired, then don't sit back. Very good point. They played on Tuesday, didn't they? Tom Norton, welcome to the Members Club. Who's your man of the match so far, says Chiri. Probably Mbermo. I think he took the goal well. He looks the threat. Yeah. But look, I think my big difference between today and last week is we probably haven't played that much different, but when we won the ball back against Man City, there was a ball into space against the crap defence every single time, so we created chances. When we've won the ball back today, you've got a very, very good midfield and a very good defence, and the pass isn't there, so it's probably no different. We probably would do the same thing against Man City as we did last week, but it's harder to do it against Arsenal because they're well organised. Also, I think we need to improve on one thing, and a lot of you called it out as well, the second ball. The amount of times I've seen a United player should win a ball and Arsenal get there first. That just shows you the work rate of Arsenal. It doesn't mean that we're not trying. It just shows you that how well drilled Arsenal are at winning the ball back. And we were very good at that last week. We need to try and do that a little bit better because every second ball you don't win, it's possession for Arsenal. Subs that should come on are Mazraoui, Sesko, Cunha, Mount and Heaven, says Amit. Look, they're all good options for us, but for Arsenal, you've got Eze, you've got Madueke, you've got Gyökeres, you've got Martinelli. They've got options as well. So it's going to be a very interesting second half. They need to concede to wake up, says Darshan. Sam says, not great, but we've had the best 2 chances from open play. Didn't drop our heads when we went down and they had created no chances from open play. You know the goal was open play. I know it's scrappy, but it's still open play. It's a cross to the back post and it's a cross in that goes in off an own goal. So it's an own goal, but it's not a chance because it's an own goal, but it didn't come from a set piece, is what I'm saying. Technically. Not great, but we've had the... Thank you very much, Sam. Anyway, need to win. Chelsea look good and are cooking, says Max. Sir, thank you very much. What subs would I make? Mazraoui for Delo, just on principle. I don't think Delo's done that bad, really, but I would rather Mazraoui. Because it improves the team. Can't make any midfield changes. I don't trust Agate. Cunha's got to come on at some point. I suppose that would be for Delo. I can't see why I'm bringing Mason Mount on. Cunha will make a difference. I think Cunha, Leo, in a game like this, if he's on it, really important. Get the ball, run at Arsenal. Craving for a right back like Jimenez, says Bradley. Oh, he's brilliant for Bournemouth, wasn't he? Absolutely brilliant. Leonard, thanks for being a member for 8 months. Who is your number one United player of all time, says Daniel. In my lifetime, are we talking about subs? Or, are we talking about talent or just my favourite player? Delo for Ballon d'Or, says Logic Errors. Second balls will be crucial and Sesko is the way to do it, says Salim. Okay, I just want to check something here because... How many corners have we had? 6. Okay, so I told you about my bet builder. We are sponsored by Boyle Sports today. You can play along as well. You get £40 of free bets with a £10 bet. But more importantly, my bet builder today is Bruno to score at any time, which he hasn't yet. Both teams to score, that's 1 down. Cards for Casemiro and Timber, haven't got them. Over 8 corners, we've had 6. So I'm there with the both teams to score. I could have been there with Bruno to score at any time. He probably should have done. So hopefully in the second half, Casemiro and Timber, yellow cards, we'll see. And we're nearly at 8 corners already. So also we've got the sub swap. If Bruno comes off, whoever comes on for Bruno, if they score, it still counts. So your bet doesn't end if your player goes off in your bet builder. Good time to check in on yours. And don't forget that Boyle Sports are sponsoring the show. And of course, it's 18 plus only. New UK, only open to UK and Ireland customers. Terms and conditions apply. They're in the description and on the screen. Please bet responsibly. Be gamble aware. Thank you very much. Well, if Bruno scores, we get 2 goals. I always felt it was going to be a tight game. Look, I'm not surprised. I said that I fancied it to be a draw. I really did. And I feel like players coming out onto the pitch. Right, it's time to stand up. I fancied it to be a draw. That was my prediction. I'm not going to change it. And I think that what surprised me a little bit was when Arsenal were having all of the play. What surprised me a little bit was how the chat was talking about, oh, Arsenal are battering us, this, that, and the other. I mean, have you not seen Crystal Palace win the league, win the FA Cup? Like, you can get dominated, go up the other end, and win a game of football, as we've seen many teams do. So, look, we're in this game. I think at 1-0 down, I was starting to worry a little bit because I was like, we weren't doing anything. But since it's gone back to 1-1, you know, we're in the game. We're in the game. Players are on the pitch. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Mason Moore, welcome to the members club. Appreciate that. And Chris, thank you very much for your super chat. If we didn't go 1 down, there would be no urgency, says Vaughan. Thank you very much. Right, second half, timer's ready to go. Second half, we need to press on the front foot and force the error from Arsenal. We can't sit back and play the counter-attacks, says Mr. Austin Powers. It's 1:30 a.m. here in Singapore. Please win, says Emperor. Here we go. Second half, missed the timer. There we go. I always sell Mason Mount as a last roll of the dice, throwing kitchen sink plan in these type of games, says Leezy. And craving for a right back like Jimenez. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. We will read those out. Second half is up and running. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. Thanks everybody who subscribed as well. I think we did hit. I thought you know what? Head loss there. I thought Martinez was running through one-on-one, and then I remembered we've changed half. Has that ever happened to any of you lot? No, I'm just stupid. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Thank you, everybody, for getting involved. Match reaction straight after this as well. Player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Don't forget to do that. Maybe get Ahmad to win the second balls more, says Chris. Look how quick Saka is over Shaw there. Well done, Dorgu. Let's be a little bit more brave on the ball. Let's go forward. Go on, Shaw. Hi, guys. Hi, Mark. Do you think if the Idiots owners see a draw, they'll think this is a good result? Will they finally realise we need a midfielder, says Mike? Mate, if they haven't realised we need a midfielder already, I don't think they're going to realise it today. I mean, where were they for Everton, Wolves, all the other points we've dropped this season? We can't. And look, I think we'll be fine if we played like this. If our last however many games this season were against teams that are going to attack us, and we could counter-attack, I think we'd be fine. But we're not. We're not against teams that play like this, are we? We're going to be against teams where we've got to attack them. Mark, you keep saying Lemon's wrong. It's annoying. I don't care. I'm not going to stop doing it, so keep telling me about it. Tommy, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. It's a brain thing. I can't help it. I know how to pronounce it. It's Le Mans, but I can't help it. My brain is trained to say Le Mans. I can't help it. If I'm doing an 8 o'clock show, I'd probably have the time in my mind to think it through. But in a match, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to go, whoa, what a save by Le Mans. I can't help it. Better from United the first few minutes, having a bit of the ball. It's amazing how the game can switch though, isn't it? Because we were not really having much of the ball. Thanks so much. We weren't having a lot of the ball, and now we are having a lot of the ball. Do you think that's tactical from Arteta? Do you think they're tiring? Cheeto says, I think we can win this. Well, if you've got the ball, you can. Dare to dream. We're dominating, says Hub. I'd like to see us create some chances. Oh, what a goal! Oh my God! Oh my God! What an absolute goal! Oh my Christ! What am I watching? Brilliant play between Dorgu and Bruno, and he's just smashed it in the top corner. Shit! Oh my God! I'm speechless. I'm absolutely bloody speechless. What is going on here? Individualism moments, whatever you want to call it, that is absolutely... I want to see this every week. This is Tony Yeboah time. Absolutely incredible. I've not seen a goal like this in years. Oh, God. No, there's no handball there. It's off. He's off. It's not handball that. Oh, no. I think he might have handballed it. That would be criminal to rule that out. What a goal. You can't rule that out. You can't rule that out. They're saying he moved it forward with his hand. I'm staying out of it because that goal is just absolutely fucking brilliant. Oh, the movement on it. Give it. It's been given. It's been given. Get in. What a goal. What a goal. Oh, just out of nothing. Well, look, I told you, get in the Dorgu fan club because he is the guy. I tell you what, I've got to say as well, VAR, absolutely fantastic. Well, this is there to be won now. This is there to be won. The apologies coming in. Ballon Dorgu. What? Fair play to the community chat. You said it when you came over, but man, I'm absolutely speechless by that. I don't know where that came from. Oh, it's going to be a long second half now. It's going to be a long second half, but look, we've got it. It's in our hands. They're silenced. I'm silent. I can't believe that goal. I just can't fucking believe it. Tony Yeboah time. Absolutely brilliant. Paddy Dorgu all the way from Ireland, says Kill. This is better. This is better. Ex-MVP says Dorgu, you beauty. Ballon Dorgu. Also, why don't we just use cut back like other teams, says Akshay. He's in again here, Dorgu. Gone for another shot. He's having a bloody worldie here. All the people who were calling him shit. We haven't got the receipts. Just get behind him. You know what I love about that goal as well? I just love that. I just love goals like that. I just love them. Absolutely love them. It's what football's all about. Just smacking the shit out of a shot. Absolutely magnificent. It's going to take me a few minutes to get over that, I think. Saka into the box. I tell you what, it was good. You know what? I mean, it wasn't as clean as it looked on the replay, but the link-up play between Bruno and Dorgu was quite good. Look, I ain't talking about handballs. Obviously, they've seen it. Obviously, he didn't touch it with his hand. But if I was on VAR, I'd have said, I don't care if he's touched it with his hand, I'm still giving the goal because it's a worldie. I think that should be written into the laws anyway. You can't moan about a handball on that. It's just absolutely magnificent. We just got to counter well now. Arsenal are going to attack us now, obviously. They've got to get ready for that. Jesus gone down as if he's been hit by Martinez. Nothing happened there. And Casemiro's there to help his teammate. I mean, nothing happens here with Martinez. Looks like Eze's coming on. Gyökeres. Ben White. Up yours, Lucas. Trashing Dorgu again, says Robin. Thanks, Ballon Dorgu, says 54 Maldelt. The Danish Gareth Bale, says Jack. I'm afraid if Delo makes unnecessary fouls, says Live. The Ripper has just gifted 50 memberships. You're a legend, pal. 50 memberships, by the way. Are you Yeboah in disguise? Yeboah in disguise. I'm glad somebody got that reference, Vanessa. Like a new signing, says Leo. Dorgu could be the next Bale, says Bartley. Bale Dorgu, thank you, Ruben Amrim, says John. Careful of these corners. Good defending. Get it out. Oh, look at the pressing by Arsenal here. It's Bruno again. Rice. It's getting a bit tasty out there, but there's an offside. Patrice Dorgu, says James Clough. And Clown saying that take Dorgu off, best athlete there is, says Jeremy. Well, look, Jeremy, I did say at half time, if you're going to bring on Cunha, then you probably do bring Dorgu off. But, I mean, look, I'm not saying he's better than Ahmad, but he does give you legs. 4 substitutions for Arsenal here. I mean, I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. We're winning the league, says John. Dorgu on his Bale arc, says Daniel. How's your bet going, Mark? Says Rico. I need 8 corners, of which I've had 7. Both teams to score, yes, but I've not had any yellow cards. I've got Timber and Casemiro and a Bruno goal, which hasn't happened. Bruno's the best number 10 in the world, says Francis. The best, welcome to Members Club. Everybody saying Dorgu, nothing. Where are you now, says Drin. Where are the Dorgu doubters now, says Aditio. Patrick Dorgu, January signing, says Martin. Why you got a blue mug, says Philip. I don't know. That's not chosen by me. Ivan says, as a Swede, Dorgu is the first Danish I like. Philip, I've just read it for you, mate. Goals are always better when they go in off the bar, says Hex. Well, would love to... look, the interesting thing is that when you think about that goal that we've just scored, that is an assist for Bruno, isn't it? Yeah, that's another assist that Bruno can claim. I mean, I don't know how much of an assist that really is in the cold light of day, but he can get an assist for that. The love I have for Dorgu, always back my boy. Let's do it, says James. Arteta is shitting himself here, says Daniel. Mate, it's not our problem, is it? We've got our own path to tread. Cunha for Mbermo now so that he can control the play in the attacking half, play smart and attract fouls. Also, can I just say football bloody else is hitting. Well, look, if you look at the game, it just shows you about fine margins, doesn't it? Because Arsenal are all over us. They go 1-0 in front. They make a silly mistake at the back. It's 1-1. And then Dorgu scores a worldie. I mean, it's not like... But that's what I was saying at half... When it was 0-0 after half an hour and they're dominating us. Like, football isn't... If we win this game 2-1, no one's going to talk about the fact that it was an Arsenal mistake and a worldie that won it. Everyone's going to go, Carrick's at the wheel and we've beaten Arsenal, you know? It's not necessarily about performance, is it? Sometimes it's about results. I'm sure Arsenal wish they were in our position where we've had more of the ball, but they're winning. So, look, I couldn't give a shit as long as we win the game. Mikael Panic, we're doing a madness, says Kent. Balan Dorgu, my boy is Bale in disguise, says Sakin. Match reaction called Great Dane, says I am. And this is what happens when we have a proper coach, says Jason Wilcox. You're on the way to getting blocked, mate. Comedy or not. So we start talking about it being the system, says Tom. Mate, don't make yourself look an idiot. I don't, look. We could easily have a conversation about 75% of our fan base calling Dorgu shite. We're not going to do that. So let's not start talking about systems and stupidity like that, because all we've done is counterattack again, and we've scored a worldie and a mistake. And if you think that this performance is on systems, it's laughable. So let's enjoy the result and not have stupid conversations. They're in with Ben White, but Martinez, it's a corner. Is that corner number 8? The improvement interchange is impressive for such a short amount of time, says Goldilocks. Dorgu to left wing permanently at this point, says Grimlock. Well, we need to buy a left back then, don't we? I mean, I don't disagree with you, but we need to buy a left back. Half an hour. We're going to have to defend a lot in this game. But I'd hate from a winning position to not win. We are the better team in the first games versus Arsenal and they were lucky. I call it payback. Go United, says Dante. Neville has so much to say when United are losing, but when United are ahead, barely says 2 words. Jack, I think people get Gary Neville completely wrong. I think he'll be over the moon about Michael Carrick doing well, as he was with Ollie. I think if Amrin was in charge, you might be right, but I think with Carrick in charge, it'll be a different story with a lot of our ex-players. He's got to defend well. Good take by Le Mans. Half an hour to go. Anthony Robinson for left back, says Finance. Bye-bye, XV. Bye-bye. If United win every game, they get 83 points, says SW1. Hope United beat this scumbag club and fan base, says Corral. Title and relegation battles both on, although City don't look fussed, says Corral. Super Chatter, Dorgu is the most improved player, seconds before he scores a worldie. Finally a good transfer and one of our cheapest, says Crumpy. Well, the thing about Dorgu is that I had Dorgu on a career mode 2 years ago before he even came to United. He's a tipster. He's a hipster player, isn't he? He's like he was well known as being sort of like a up and coming player, which is why I was very excited when we bought him. It's very difficult to put a 20-year-old into a shit United side at left back and expect him to, you know, cook, so to speak. But time is a thing, isn't it? Prediction show with Robbie's going to be interesting, says ES. Well, neither of us went with the Man United win. He went with an Arsenal win. I went with a draw. Time for some Cunha, Mark. Arsenal look shell-shocked, says Eddie Mack. I'll happily give up not getting it. I'm still sitting on the edge of my seat. Arsenal pushing hard and we need to slow the game down. Possession and playing smart, says Slow Sports News. Rice has just been booked. McLovin says, who would your subs be? I think Cunha makes sense at some point, but I just don't know who I'd do it for. Glazers out, Ineos out, says Jack. Liverpool fan here, don't even care if your lot somehow win the league this season. Arsenal cannot win the league. We will not hear end of it, says the Reagan. Well, I mean, look, maybe Villa have got a slim chance, but it's going to be... it's going to be Arsenal or Man City, I think. Why do people think the system is working? This is United in a nutshell. You show up in the big games that don't matter or against the big clubs. This doesn't change your management problem, says Lucanio. Saka up against Shaw. Rice over the bar. While we're up, let's not do the interim at the wheel bullshit like before. Remember this board, an owner has to go. Glazers out, says Island Boy. Title, we're reeling in Arsenal like a limp salmon, says Andy Atherton. Le Mans is such a huge upgrade on Onana, says Bernardo. Well, let's be honest, a Blancmange would be an upgrade on Onana. Club needs a management restructure. Head coach means head coach. Too many bosses interfering. Got to give the new coach the time, says Spirit Goblin. Dorgu was also a January signing, says Kelvin. Yep. Well, look, if we can hold on, and it's another half an hour of this game, so I'm certainly not going to start jinxing it. But if we did hold on, we're back where we were with Ollie. You got the Ollies at the wheel, covering up the board, protecting Wilcox, and a protest next Sunday that a load of people probably won't be arsed with because we've won 2 games. So, I mean, look, that's just the truth, isn't it? I want the points. I want to be in Europe, but we're still going to be stuck with the same director of football, the same owners, let off the hook again. I mean, that's not me saying I want us to lose. That's just me telling you the truth as to how they survive. I don't think there'll be a lot of appetite for the protest next week if we win this game. I hope I'm wrong. But look, that's for later in the week. Let's just get the 3 points. This Arsenal side is great, but they're lucky. This is one of the worst Premier League seasons in years, says Bernardo. Well, this is what I mean. We've had Arsenal fans all week telling us they're going to tear us a new one. And I'm like, mate, I watch a lot of football. That's football. We watch a lot of football. And whilst Arsenal are good, you ain't that team. You know, I've seen Man City win the league. I've seen Liverpool win the league. They're not that team. I don't think they're the sort of team that turns up and beats you 3-0. I think they're the sort of team that when it's one when it's 0-0, they'll find a way, you know? Score 2 goals against Arsenal, I think you've got a great chance. Assuming Arsenal bottom the league against all odds, do you think City or Villa are more realistic to catch up, says Forms? Look, in relation to the title, Arsenal losing this game is big. I'd probably go and do a video on That's Football after my match reaction. I mean, that's a separate topic, but I think that Cunha's coming on for... I'm rubbish on Mbeumo. Probably not a bad idea. I mean, look, Mbeumo's put a shift in. I'm quite happy to keep Dorgu on. Arsenal always scared of us, says Times End. United are like the police during COVID. We turn up and cause chaos, says BD. I hope the Christmas tree isn't deep in the shed, says Not Prepared. I've got to go and find the tree, yeah. Remember the nerves on crosses with an harness, says Jack Brown. Christmas returns in Goldbridge's house, says Ian O'Connell. And while we're up, let's not do the interim at the wheel bullshit, says Island Boy. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mbeumo's probably tired. He's put a shift in, hasn't he? Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Thanks for all your super chats. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Jokeres is attaching himself to Martinez here. I mean, it's hard for Martinez in a physical duel like this. I mean, look. He's got to get physical on him. Saka Shaw battle is going to hurt us the longer it goes on. Says Slate. Yeah, I saw somebody saying Luke Shaw's pocketed Saka, and I'm sure that's something that will probably be a thing if we win. I don't think he's pocketed Saka. I don't think Saka's tore him apart. I think it's been an interesting duel. I think at times Luke Shaw's done well against him, and at times Saka's got past him. It's one that you know hopefully will end up winning at the end of the game. But Rice with the cross, headed over the bar. Goal kick. Beat Arsenal away in FA Cup last year. Record last year with Amrim. 16 goals conceded. Chelsea's record is now safe, says Dead B. Is Mainu doing enough, says Syndicate? I mean, look, I'm not here to individualise performances when we're winning 2-1 against top of the league at their ground. Mainu's done okay. I haven't really noticed Mainu a lot in the game. I mean, there's been times when I've seen him on the ball, but I haven't massively noticed Mainu. Shot straight at Le Mans. I don't know why Arsenal are going after... I don't know what's going on here a little bit. Keep an eye on this. Ooh, Maguire with his... Nah, they won't give that. They won't give that. He's going down to block the shot and his hand hits it. Nah, they won't give that. Play on. Arsenal fans are going to be losing their shit because they'll say Dorgu handled it and they'll say that should have been a penalty, but I don't think you can give a penalty for that really. It's a natural position. And time again we've seen them not given, so blue socks would be better on this kit, says Kenneth. Arsenal's passing game is absolutely shocking, you know. I mean, I really would love to get the third and just kill it. I do think with a bit of composure, it's possible. It's Pan says Arsenal look bad. They've struggled. They have really struggled today. Maguire running down the wing. He'll take a corner here. Bruno looks like he's struggling. Mount, Agate for Casemiro, fresh legs, says David. Thank you, David. I don't think you take your captain off with 20 minutes to go when you're 2-1 up at Arsenal. And the captivating thing for me is that a point for Arsenal at the Emirates is not necessarily a good performance, is it? Yeah, I don't think that was a handball on Maguire, by the way. I mean, everyone's going to go, well, it's touched his hand, but his hand's low. His body's in a natural position. I think that would have been a really harsh penalty to give. I get why Arsenal fans will say, well, why is it not being given? And honestly, I'd be saying the same as a United fan, but I think in reality, I'd have been surprised. Luke Shaw needs to be subbed off. Bruno's half asleep, and Carrick is probably going to keep both of them on. What a mess, says Artin. Do you think if it wasn't the drop points against bottom teams would be in a title race as OBT? I mean, I do not think Man United are a title contender from what I've seen. But then again, I don't think the Premier League's been that good this season. Mark, I listened to you watch along while working. I usually know who's doing good by the names you say. You haven't mentioned Mainu at all, says Chachi. Yeah, he's not really been in the game, but I wouldn't say he's had a bad game. Look, we're winning 2-1. As I say, I couldn't give a shit about... I mean, look, Delo is on the pitch. We're winning 2-1. Good play, Dorgu again, very strong. This is where Cunha's good. Start eating the clock up now, 15 minutes to go. Madueke's coming on. Let's be real, Arsenal are just Tony Pulis Stoke in disguise. I bet every United fan's stomach is like mine at the moment. It is in knots. Absolute knots. Trossard comes off. Nick says, I think you could get away with subbing Bruno since Maguire is out there from a leadership standpoint. I don't even know. Look, honestly, we probably should make some subs for fresh legs, but it's something that even if Amrin was in charge, I don't think those subs happen. I just think we're that sort of a club where we're not playing again for another week. Tiredness isn't really a thing. So you're only going to make the subs based upon form. And, all right, Bruno's tired maybe, but he's not going to want to come off. Delo needs to start stopping these crosses from Trossard. Sooner or later, he's going to put in a good ball, says Bradley. Loved you on Nicky Byrne. Love Westlife over you, says Divine. Thank you. I enjoyed that. Oh, Madueke. That's going to be a throw-in. Thank you. I enjoyed that podcast. I think you. Thank you very much for Nick as well. Well, at least we're not. At least what you can say about United is we don't have favourites when it comes to the title race. We beat Man City and Arsenal and say, crack on with your title race. Every time we're up, time slows down, says Matt. I think it's gone all right. 15 minutes. Good play by Eze. I tell you what, Ben White's shit, isn't he? I couldn't be more happier with the substitution because he's shit. He's no Timber. Let's put it that way. They've tried to use him a few times and he's just off the pace. Keep passing it to Ben White. A lot of people's TVs have died apparently. I don't know what that's all about. Have we been sleeping on Dorgu as left wing? Says Mix. Don't forget your player ratings. You can get involved in that. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Just slow the game down now. Would you also agree with Rooney that 07-08 would batter this Arsenal team, says Lord Harkey? Well, look, yeah, because this Arsenal side hasn't won anything yet. The 08 side won a Champions League and a Premier League and really probably should have won a treble. So let's have that conversation at the end, not now. If Arsenal did score, would you prefer now or in the 90th, says Daniel. Well, I'm looking at Dorgu here, and I hope he hasn't pulled his hamstring. Ooh. I mean, that. I thought he was just playing for a bit of time, but... No. I actually thought he was just playing a little bit of time here. What a goal. What a goal. I'm still stunned by that. I mean, if ever a game that's pretty much... Look, I would say the game, if we're being honest, has probably got a draw written all over it. And in many ways, you should never, ever really say that's the fair result. But I think this game has probably been a draw. But if ever a game's going to get won by a goal... I mean, I remember Henry doing this at Highbury. Who remembers that years ago? The game's level and Thierry Henry flicks it up and knocks it over Barthez. And if ever... Look, I didn't like losing that game, but you sort of put your hand up and you go, wow, that's incredible. So if this game's going to get won... He's come off, Dorgu. And Gyökeres heads it over. 10 minutes to go. 2012 says, remember Aston Villa are in the race as well. Caban says, clear we need a midfield signing for some fresh legs. Come on, United. And Mark, 10 minutes away from putting his tree up, says Mark Smith. How are the Glazers this lucky, says Forza. Yeah, it could be cramp. Could be cramp and time wasting. Sesko's on for Dorgu and Cunha presumably goes out to the wing. I don't know whether you'd go and sit on the bench if you've got a hamstring injury. I don't know. What's Sesko doing here? Is that a facial? Has Sesko had a facial? I mean, has Sesko hurt his face? I'd rather it be his face than he's done his bloody hamstring. Corner to Arsenal. Did we dodge a bullet not getting Gyökeres' face for Sesko? He got kicked. The ball kicked him in the face from Bruno. That's fine. He'll get over it. Arsenal unbeaten at home for a while. So Spirit, they've not lost the game at home all season. No. Dorgu man of the match, says JMR. Mate, if Dorgu's not man of the match, if we win the game, I mean, as I say, what a way to win it. Well, I'm just looking at my bet builder with Boyle Sports here on the corner, and I'm not going to get my yellow cards for Casemiro and Timber because Timber's gone off. I'm not going to get my Bruno goal, but I have got well over 8 corners and I have got both teams to score. So at least I got half right this time. Corner to Arsenal. 10 minutes to go. We've been good on corners, and Le Mans is there that time. Good save by Le Mans on the front post. Saka went with a cheeky shot. They've just splashed to Barada and Radcliffe on the telly. What clowns don't even look excited, says Constantine. What are the Three Stooges doing at the Arsenal game, says John. That's a good save by Le Mans, you know. That could have crept in on the front post. Give him a bit of a shout. I mean, Arsenal must have had close to 10 corners now. I'm very impressed with that. And now that we've got Sesko on as well, it just gives us a little bit more height. I mean, Arsenal are very good at corners, so... Goal! Fuck off! Fuck off! I've just literally been talking about corners! Absolute dog shit! We're frozen again! I mean, look, this is what they're good at! It's not a surprise! We know this! We absolutely know they're good at corners. Like, looking around now, it's like having a no entry sign inside your arse. It's too late. It's too late now. Oh, it's a shit goal as well. It's so shit. It's such a shit goal. How have we let this happen? I think Le Mans actually knocks Maguire out the way. It's miles in. I think Maguire wins the header, but Le Mans pushes him away. I think Maguire's doing his job, but he's... Look, Luke Shaw's too busy playing Strictly Come Dancing again. We're holding on. What is it? Why do we want to dance with Timber? Everybody's... What is it about Timber? Has he got some aftershave on or something? Why are we hugging Timber on both goals? Luke Shaw's there grabbing hold of him instead of just get rid of him and boot the ball away. I'm not happy about either of these goals, you know. I'm really not. And I tell you what, Dorgu's probably sat there going absolutely apeshit. Going, I've scored an absolute worldie. And we're defending like that. Oh, so disappointing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. You analyse both those goals. Martinez and Luke Shaw are too busy hugging Timber. And you know what? There's long enough for Arsenal to win this now. They need to get our fucking act together. Somebody said it's a foul on Lamar. Well, mate, it's a bloody foul. Let's be honest. Even Arsenal fans know it's a foul. It's been a foul every bloody corner for 2 years. We all know it's a foul. You just don't get them. We all know that's going to happen. It's like I say, it's like saying beware the shark when you're inside its stomach. It's too bloody late. We know. Shoot! 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 Yes! Get in! Cunha! What a goal! 3-2! Oh, yes! Come on! Come on! Absolutely brilliant! Absolutely superb! Another worldie! Arsenal! Suck on that! Suck on that! Shove that up your Arsenal! Get in! Piers Morgan! Robbie from AFTV! Bloody... Who else supports Arsenal? You can all have it! Get in! Fucking get in! Oh, what a goal! What a goal! What a goal! Why is somebody saying ruled out in the chat? Shut up. Absolutely not. Oh, what a game. 3-2. Worldies are us. What a goal. I mean, that arguably, I mean, Dorgu's is amazing. Dorgu's goal is amazing. But Cunha's, it's more, look at this. Bruno gets the assist again, I think. No, Mainoo's going to get it. Look at this. Oh, you don't save those. Look, Dorgu's is good. But look at this. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. 2 from outside the box as well. That is just, I mean, look, that's the transfer fee paid. Thank you, Wolves. That's the transfer fee paid. That is an absolute brilliant goal. Screamer. I tell you what, you can't do, you know, we benefit from it. You can't do anything about that. Cunha's goal was better. Well, it doesn't matter, mate. It doesn't matter. Right. I was shitting myself that they were going to go and win it. Mazraoui's on for somebody. Don't concede any corners. Ahmad's off. God, my heart can't deal with this. That guy might get a haircut, you know. We've got Fulham, Spurs and West Ham next. Oh, I'm saying like maximum 30 seconds added on. I really don't think that they deserve any more than that. I've not seen anything that would make me think we need to add any more than that on. Just keep Timber out the box and nobody hug him, you know? God, I've got to do the match reaction. Shit. 3-2. It's going to be a corner. It's got to be very careful here. Seven minutes? 7 bloody minutes? They're having a laugh. 7 minutes? Well done, Le Mans. Brilliant punch away, by the way. Brilliant dive by Cunha as well. Got Ezzy a yellow card and eats up some seconds. Oh, God. I don't know where they've got 7 minutes from. Yeah, I don't know where that's come from, but squeaky bum time here. We just got to. We won't concede a chance from open play. We've just got to be really careful of the set pieces here. I wish we could play teams every week where we can counter. I really do. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I mean, I was going to give it to Dorgu. I don't know whether I'm going to give it to Cunha again. I mean, his 2 cameos from the bench. Call him Ollie Cunha Solskjaer because he's delivering from the bench week in, week out. Scan the QR code for the player ratings. Look, there's still 5 minutes to go here, but Arsenal have got the ball in their own half. I think we deserve the win now. Look, 1 goal, one worldie, all right, whatever. But 2, I think you've got to give the team the flowers now. And we've reacted to every Arsenal goal. And this is meant to be the best team in the league as well. I think it gets really interesting when we play Fulham and Spurs and all these teams that are going to play a low block. Nearly 75,000 watching. Don't worry, there will be a match reaction and then I will be going on That's Football to talk about Arsenal bottling the league. But Bruno. Oh, nearly. Well, I'm not going to get the yellow cards for Casemiro and Timber anyway for me bet, but a Bruno goal would have been nice. Look, I'm not going to talk about Arsenal. I'll do a video on That's Football about that. But I'm going to talk about Man United because that's our club. This is the United stand and we thoroughly deserve this win today. I think there's been some questionable defending at times, but ultimately the attack has won us the game. Potentially won us the game. I mean, you don't expect to concede 2 goals against Arsenal and win at the Emirates, but thank you to Cunha and Dorgu. I mean, look, as I said, I've seen a lot of people talk about Mainu, and I agree. I think he's had a very quiet game. He is on the pitch, isn't he, Mainu? Yeah, he's still here. I think he's been very, very quiet. I think Dalot's been very, very quiet, but it doesn't matter. The win, the 3 points, is what matters. Well done, Le Mans off his line. 2.5 minutes. Only 6th time Arteta has conceded 3. Officials are trying to give Arsenal a chance. 7 minutes, says JMR. VAR has favoured Man United, to be fair, says Tom. Are we really doing that? I mean, it's more of a match reaction thing. Lovely play by Cunha here. This is what he can do. I think Cunha made that dive a little bit obvious, to be honest. Great tackle. Martinez. White with the cross. Well over hit. Dalot wins it, though. And he goes down with a head injury. That might do it. A minute to go. I'm going to sit down, just like we've sat Arsenal down. One more minute. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Who are you going for man of the match? I need a bit of help, actually. Let's have a look at the league table. Yes, let's have a look at the league table. Rice. That's going to get cleared. What the fuck is Gyökeres doing? Oh, he's offside. He's offside, don't worry. I think Gyökeres was offside, but I don't really know what he was doing there. We'll take that. That's it. That's surely it, ref. Blow the whistle. Do your fucking job. Put the whistle in your mouth and blow. Exert oxygen through the metal thing. Come on, United, says Corrin. Carrick statue being built, says Robert McCormack. Oh, you know what? Start the songs. I don't care. I'm getting emotional. Start the songs. I'm not bothered. Come on! 3-2 to Manchester United. Fantastic win. Shove that up your Arsenal. Arteta, you lads took one hell of a beating. If you're going to win the title, I'm sorry. You were shit. You were really shit. I mean, if that's what the Premier League is this year, I'll say it again. The standard is in the fucking mud. Maybe we should have been winning the league because they were shit, but we won. 6 points from Man City and Arsenal. I wish we were playing Villa next. Absolutely brilliant win for United. And what a way to win it. What a way to win it. I mean, Dorgu's goal would have been enough. But the Cunha goal, absolutely incredible. Arsenal don't deserve that. They've been in front twice. No, well, they've been in front once. Right, let's go over to the match reaction. Also, let me just say as well, the league table is on the screen. We're into 4th place. I think that's the first, tell me I'm wrong, I think that's the first time we've actually taken the chance to go into top 4, which is a huge, huge thing for United to do. Also, we'll be taking player ratings soon. Make sure you join me there. But before we go, just a reminder, this watch-along has been powered by Boyle Sports. They've got a special offer on at the moment. If you're new to Boyle Sports, bet £10, get £40 in free bets. Details in the description. 18 plus only. UK and Ireland customers. Full terms are on the screen and in the description. Right, let's get over to the player ratings. What a result for Manchester United. I can't wait to do the player ratings. I'll see you over there. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be there in about 60 seconds.